it had the opposite effect of frightening everybody, because it made everybody mad. And we started taking carloads of people down to be registered to vote. And it was a wonderful, wonderful turnout of our community. Well, this just started it. My students started asking, why can't we sit downstairs in the theater? Why do we have to go upstairs in that little place they have upstairs? So one night, two of my students went down and asked the manager, can't we buy tickets and just sit downstairs? Because you had to buy your ticket, go outside, from outside steps, and go upstairs to the balcony. So the manager told them, I do this as a community service. If you don't like it, you just don't come. So the students came home, and the next day they were supposed to graduate from high school. But instead, we called Floyd McKissick, and he said, put a picket line in front of that theater. And that's what we did. And we picketed until it closed. It never, they wouldn't integrate it, but they closed it down. Well, that went on and on for the whole summer. After the March on Washington, we had a big fight in the streets of Enfield with the police. And they brought out the fire trucks and washed people off the sidewalks. All the people in the movement were in jail, and the whole community was out. Well, as a result of all of this activity, my job, I've been teaching at the high school for 12 years. Suddenly I became not a good teacher. They told me I was insubordinate to the principal, and they fired me. And the day that we went into court, we had really good civil rights attorneys. We went into court 30 days after the day they had told me I didn't have a job. The day that the suit was filed, a 17-foot cross was burned in front of my house. And it was 17 feet tall. And it was terrible. But the fight went on in court. I got a lot of help from people all over the country. And in 3 years' time, my job was restored. And it is said, the NEA says, that suit saved the jobs of 40,000 teachers throughout the South, because school boards knew that black teachers were in those classrooms sending those children out into the streets, and they were getting ready to fire them also. So that is something that has changed my life, has moved me from North Carolina to New Jersey, but I am still with the people. I am still struggling. and I hope that is going to always be the case. So, power to the people. Thank you.
Give a big hand, Willa Cofield. Give you some eyewitness history of the civil rights movement. We're gonna march. Now we got a lot of speakers, but I'm gonna have to enforce some discipline here. Everybody is gonna speak when we get back. I want to already recognize Assemblyman Bill Payne, the author of the Amistad Act. I see the City Council President Mildred Crump is here. I see the man that delivered my oldest daughter, Laini, Dr. E.Y. McGarrett, the first black board member on the Newark School Board in the history. He's still alive. There he is. The first black board member of the Board of Education in the city of Newark. We are going to hear from one more person, and that's only because he's on the campaign trail. He's got other stops to make, but there's no secret. Y'all know that I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, and I was a delegate I was a delegate for Bernie Sanders to the Democratic National Convention. And the other part of the story, we talked about Trump and Hillary, but they stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders. And that came out. And so you might say the outcome was the chickens coming home to roost, in a manner of speaking. But the chairman of the Bernie Sanders campaign in New Jersey is here, and I'm gonna let him say a few words, then we're gonna march downtown Newark. Assemblyman John Wisniewski. Give him a big hand.
Thank you very much, Larry. So I have to tell you that I could stand here all day and listen to Larry Ham. But we're here today because we want to remember the life and the legacy of Dr. King. And I'm standing next to this statue. And I'm wondering, what would he say today? What would he say today? Well, he probably would say, please don't build me a statue. You see, because he didn't want things of iron and steel and bricks and mortars. His whole thing was about changing people's minds, changing people's hearts. And would he be so profoundly disappointed at the direction we have gone as a society? Because when he started, he was making progress. And that progress today has seemed to be turned on its head. You know, he was the first person to talk about Black Lives Matter. Because at that point in time, as we just heard, there were so many people who thought they didn't matter. And so he started that, but he wasn't just about that one issue, because back then he was worried about people getting access to quality health care. Back then he was worried about people having enough food to eat. And it's sad to say that we come forward 50 years and we're no different today. And what's troubling is we live in a time where it seems that it's okay for our leaders to make sport of people who have nobody else to stand up for them, to demean people, to use rude and coarse language, to offend people. Leaders, he would not have stood for that. We don't stand for that. And so what we need to do today, and every day, by the way, it's not just one day. It's good that we have a day that we stop and pause and reflect, but we shouldn't let it stop, because every day he fought the struggle. Every day we need to fight the struggle, because it's a battle that can be won. As Larry said so eloquently, there is 1%. There is 1% out there that controls so much, but we are the 99%. Let's make our voice heard. Let's make our voice heard so that young men and women can go to quality schools and get an education and lift themselves up. Let's make sure that we can make sure that young men and women, when they go to college, are not coming out crippled with student loan debt, that they can get a free state and university college education. Here in New Jersey, let's make sure that men and women earn a living wage of $15 an hour, that women get paid an equal amount for equal work. There is so much work to be done. Let's go out and do that work. Let's remember his legacy and keep in our hearts and minds that we still have so much work to do. Thank you all very much.
All right, man. All right. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to march. We need to get the King banner that Munir has. The lead banner follows Aid out to the front. We got more banners here. Everybody come get a banner. We want all the banners in the march. We want to line up 2 by 2 behind the King banner.
What's going on there, brother?
We also have the mothers here, the movement.
Coming to the
The mother of Jerome Reed, who was killed by police. All right. Hey, here. All right. All right. Everybody come get a banner.
Zachariah Jackson, BASA Records. This right here will conclude BASA News coverage of the King March under Chairman Ham, PNP, who Larry Ham, who has been a champion in keeping the dream alive and keeping the name of Martin Luther King since 1983. He has given these marches and these functions similar to this or better. Again, this is Zachariah Jackson. Thank you. BASA News.